today, and we have as a speaker representing the graduate students, Mr. Brendan Marshall. Brendan?
Good afternoon, President Schmoke, Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, friends, fellow University of Baltimore graduates. And to my family. Surprise. That's right, Mom and Dad. I'm one of the commencement speakers today. And by the looks on their faces, I think I pulled it off. It is my distinct honor and privilege to take the podium today. A day that the students before you have been dreaming of and working towards for a very long time. My journey to UB, like so many enrollees, followed an unexpected route. Life's twists and turns ultimately led to 1420 North Charles Street to earn an education that has changed my life forever. To further that point, I wanted to share a short story, but we'll first need to go back a few years and inject some context. I grew up north of Baltimore City in a small suburban town called Baltimore. The oldest of three, my siblings and I attended private school through 12th grade, followed by college, and ultimately found gainful employment. The life we were raised to understand was, quite frankly, one of stereotypical white privilege. The fault of no one, rather simply the products of an instilled environment. Post-undergrad experience in my 20s was comprised of various corporate jobs, alumni engagement groups, extracurricular sports, and an opportunity to uproot for a few years in Austin, Texas. Through all of these experiences, though, life still lacked a specific focus and direction. I was in search of a daily dedication to ward off frustration, born from the feeling of unfulfillment. My immaturity was glaring, but hope still remained for a brighter future. Then, on April 27, 2015, after following the news footage in Baltimore most of the day, I left work, stood in front of my TV in my living room, and watched closely, awestruck and saddened. Alone in that University of Texas bungalow, 1,500 miles away from home, an epiphany occurred. The only words that would leave my mouth in that moment were, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm not there." The cause became clear. 2 months later, I returned to Baltimore with a renewed focus and dedication to explore a life of public service. Subsequently inspired by Professor Joseph Wood's Divided Baltimore, an open to the public course focused on historically divisive societal issues in the city, I applied for grad school, accepted by UB as a member of the College of Public Affairs just over 3 years ago to this day. Thank you, Bernardo. Since my first semester in January 2016, a diverse curriculum, unfamiliar opinions, and a wide array of relationships have altered my perspective for the better. To that end, I'd like to now share with everyone 5 lessons from my time at UB that I'll be taking out into the world beginning today. Number 1, doing more with much less is not a new concept, but has become increasingly normal in today's public arena. The circumstances around production with less resources should be viewed as an opportunity for creativity, instead of feeling slighted or shortchanged. This is a skill that, when sharpened daily, can quickly generate useful output and work towards changing lives. Number 2, empathy in its purest form, whether exuded by a CEO, mailroom clerk, or anyone in between, is a superpower. Our culture has grown increasingly self-absorbed as a form of self-preservation and a reaction to protecting what we are scared to lose. We collectively face the challenge of understanding the difficulties that others endure and how to lend a helping hand. No one should have to go through life alone. Strive to connect, feel what others feel. Number 3, education, apprenticeship, and mentorship. Sharing all types of knowledge. are primary ingredients for establishing the next generation of Baltimore's young leaders. As it currently exists, much of the public education infrastructure in this city is inadequate for continuous and effective student development. This deficiency is one of the many catalysts for a cycle of crime and poverty that needs to be addressed at the state and local level in a major way. Number 4, poverty is painful. My fellow classmates shared so many of their ideas and views, and this one statement really left me at a loss for words. Being poor goes well beyond what is in someone's pockets or bank account. Those who are blessed with or work hard for an affluent life are in the minority. For the many who struggle day to day to make ends meet, both seen and unseen, the weight they carry is lightened, even ever so slightly, by our work. And finally, the systematic flaws rooted in bias that our society has perpetuated for generations, many of which still appear in the mainstream today, should never be so powerful as to silence the voice that every American has been blessed to receive. It is our collective duty to create platforms, open pathways, and destroy barriers in the way of those who have messages and other gifts to share with the masses. I want to thank my classmates for sharing their lives each week, and my professors, especially Dr. Aaron Walkhouse and Dr. Kelechi Uzuchukwu, for teaching me about the joys and perils of public service. I'll end with a quote, inspired by and dedicated to my late aunt, Nancy Love, who lost a battle to cancer last month. It is much easier to be clever than it is to be kind. In a world where negativity, disaster, and disdain rule the headlines, strive to be a glimmer of warmth and compassion each day. Donate your time and resources to an individual in your life who may be in need. Be kind. Changing today's world is not easy, and our beloved Baltimore faces some of the most deeply rooted problems in the entire country. But institutions like the University of Baltimore, and now the hundreds of new alums before you today, are working to reverse that course. I am proud of each and every alumnus and alumna walking out that door with me today. So let's get to work. Thank you.